Ocean life is such an important part of our world. It has made our world evolved because of it. There is no life without water. The oceans are full of life. A variety of animals and plants must survive together. There's some of the most dynamic, dazzling display of nature in this ocean. Today we're going to talk about some of these creatures. Dolphins are the smartest animals in the ocean. Their evolution of their large brain is as similar as a human's brain. There are around 40 species of dolphins. The form of communication dolphins use to interact with each other and the environment is of great interest to the scientific community. Dolphins use a highly developed method of communication known as echolocation. This is the ability that makes them incredibly sensitive to change in the environment, but they also emit high and low frequency vocal specializations to communicate with each other and even with other marine animals. Dolphins are in the trophic level 4. Dolphins prefer to stay near the coast in the shallow waters. Abiotic features of dolphins are oceans, water temperature, weather, sunlight, and ocean currents. Biotic features of the dolphins are seaweed, plankton, sharks, humans, killer whales, and fish. Humans and dolphins have created a commensalism symbiotic relationship. Interspecific, dolphins fighting for their prey. Interspecific would be spotted dolphins versus bottlenose dolphins. The giant clam is the largest clam in the sea. It is capable to reach to 4 feet in length and 500 pounds. When the clam finds a perfect home, it stays there for the rest of their lives. Giant clams achieve their enormous preparations by consuming the sugars and proteins produced by the billions of algae that live in their tissues. In exchange, they offer the algae a safe home and regular access to sunlight for photosynthesis.
Giant clams are found in the second trophic level. Giant clams are found in and anchored in the coral reefs in warm and tropical waters. And both intraspecific and interspecific competitions, it's fight for space. And the giant clams have a symbiotic relationship with algae. Some of the biotic features that the clam interacts with it's the crabs and the fish. And some abiotic features that the giant clam interacts with it's the sunlight and water temperature. And for last, giant clams are found in South Pacific and the Indian Ocean, mostly in the photic zone. The first creature that I will talk about today is the parrotfish. The parrotfish is characterized by its colorful, brilliant colors. The scientific name of this fish is called the scardiae, and its lifetime is up to 7 years. Where do they spend most of their time? Well, this type of fish spends most of their time in the photic zone, which is located 70 meters below water. And the coral reefs are located 70 meters below water. So this type of fish spends most of their time in coral reefs. Where are coral reefs located? Coral reefs are located in the tropics of Cancer, Capricorn, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, the Red Sea, Persian Gulf, and Caribbean Ocean, and many more. what does this type of fish really eats? So this type of fish is an omnivore. This type of fish allows to eat plants and animals. So that makes it in a trophic level in the secondary and tertiary level. However, they can sometimes get really intense since their intra and interspecific competition is territory and food. Why could that be? There are about 80 species of that type of creature that lives in the coral reefs, and also there are many more species that live under there, like a clownfish, like a crab, or many other type of creature. So what type of symbiotic relationship do they have with other animals? This parrotfish has a symbiotic relationship with polyps. How could that be? Well, polyps, it's a type of algae which they are both benefited by, which that could be mutualism since they are both benefited. The parrotfish is in charge to get clean everything in its area and to excrete any sand or any junk that does not pertain to be there. The algae is in charge for the fish to get its nutrients. And for last, what are 4 components that this type of creature lives in its environments? 2 abiotic that this fish really depends on, it's temperature and sunlight. This type of fish, it's created to be where sun is able to hit the ocean. And temperature for this type of fish cannot tolerate anything below 18 Celsius below. So this creature needs to be between a 23 to a 29 Celsius. Another creature that I will talk about is the foraminifera. Researching, I found that there are 2 types of foraminifera that are named the plankton foraminifera and the fathial foraminifera. This foraminifera is a heterotroph, that makes it to be in the first level of a trophic level, which it is part of the primary consumers. This type of foraminifera, either the plankton or the fathial, have consumed algae, particularly plants and bacteria. This type of creature lives in tropical places like the Maldives, Bora Bora, Cancun, Hawaii, and any type of tropical place. Planktonic foraminifera are usually found in the continental shelf, and the fathial foraminifera are in the seafloor. The majority of the planktonic foraminifera spend most of their time in the photic zone, which could be also in the coral reefs or any other place that goes in the photic zone. This type of creature is a unicellular organism. However, they have the ability to make more shells. How could this be? Well, they have calcium carbonate for them to reproduce. Even though they are able to reproduce, they are part of the kingdom Protista, which that makes them not to be animals. This type of creature can size up to the palm of your hand or even the tiniest half of millimeter. So their intraspecific has to be space, salinity, and pH. They can only be in a temperature of 10 to 33 Celsius. Their salinity has to be 12 to 15% and their pH 5 to 10. They also tend to fight for food. The 3 biggest factors for them to fight with intra and interspecific competition. After covering its trophic level, its habitat, and its intra and interspecific competition, what is their symbiotic relationship and with who? Well, the only contact they have is with algae, and the symbiotic they have between each other is a parasitism. How could this be? Well, when one is benefited, the other one has been harmed. Well, which one has been harmed? Well, it's the algae. So this type of creature eats plants when plants are not being benefited. And for last, what are 4 components that they rely on that is in its environment that are biotic and abiotic? Well, abiotic it's things that are non-living. Well, one of the biggest factors for them is temperature, since they need temperature for them to be able to be reproduced and to have the nutrients that they need to have. And another one, it's sand, since they do not like to be under the sand, they like to be exposed. And yes, and biotic factors is food and algae, since those are the most important components for them in its environments.